What is going on, Rivian fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to go over some of the data points, the technicals, some of the latest updates, and if right now is a good time to buy Rivian or not. So I'm going to go over all that. Make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So currently it is down 1.25%. Fairly good amount of volume today, so 87 million shares being traded heading into power hour. 107 is the average, and at the time of doing this video there surprisingly is no SEC filings, no press releases, nothing along those lines, so it is just merely following the technicals and just the broader market. So I'm going to go over some additional information, one of which is this. So it is that time of season, so 13Fs coming out from institutions disclosing their positions to the SEC, and it does look like for the most part, majority of them have kind of maintained their position. You do see a few that did reduce their position 100%, but a lot of these are just very small fish. The big players are going to be in the first and second week of August. So those are the ones that you really want to pay attention to. And over and above that, though, when it comes down to institutions and their ratings, Dan Levy with Barclays did give a rating, a buy rating yesterday, and a $30 price target. So once again, I do feel that a lot more analysts are starting to fall in love with Rivian. And it's kind of funny. A lot of them are just sheep, unfortunately. I'm not a financial advisor, so that's just my own opinion. But when it came down to Rivian being at $13, and I do bring this up quite often because, of course, to see what an analyst says at that time kind of speaks volumes. But when Rivian was at $13, for instance, a lot of these analysts were giving absolutely horrible ratings, as you can even tell from Wells Fargo, $14, RBC Capital, $14, and a lot of other ones just were very bearish. But of course, Rivian is starting to really expand now based on their Q1 earnings were absolutely amazing. Their Q2 numbers, so production and delivery numbers, were on point. So a lot more analysts are starting to give it the attention that it very much deserves. But it is pulling back today because of the technicals. So looking at stochastic, it is currently at 91, which could be perceived as a little bit more overbought. So I think in general, it does need to pull back a little bit, consolidate. Momentum shows still, despite everything though, and it pulling back, this dip is getting very much bought up by retail as well as institutions. So these are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market so far today, over $100,000, and there is a ton. So the frequency is still very much there. A lot of eyes are on Rivian. The only thing that is clearly trying to suppress Rivian right now, conveniently, is short. So I'll give you guys a quick overview of what they are doing. So short score is currently 65, utilization is 36.85%, but shorts are increasing 7 million shares today. 17.55% of the free floats being shorted, and that works out to be 107.65 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow is going down or slightly reduced today, so it is 0.84%, and that is the average. So of course, with shorts trying to suppress Rivian and big money buying, you kind of have this a little bit more of a battle. And when it comes down to this though, so this is all the options activity for today, $60 million in call premiums being purchased versus 8.77 million in puts. So clearly based on this, people are still anticipating it to go up. But when it comes down to options activity, it doesn't necessarily move the stock price at all, whereas with shorts and technically with obviously transactions such as this, it does and can move the stock price. So once again, just be aware of that. But a lot of people want to know, what is coming next? Is right now a good time to buy Rivian or not? In my opinion, I do feel that it is just following the technicals as of right now. And so with that said though, with it being at $25.52, it is currently between this P and the R1. So it is going to be a lot of volatility in the short term. So potentially it could go down as low as 22.70. So that is the next big support. 25.69, which for the most part it's kind of at right now, is the next big resistance. So if I were a buyer, if I were to add more to my position in Rivian, $22 and below might be a very good opportunity to really get in. But if you want a sweet deal, then I would say in reality 17 or lower. Of course, for it to go back down to 17 would be kind of extreme at that stage, but Of course, that's just if you are that type of investor. As a value investor, I feel anything below 17 was a screaming deal, and that's why I was saying that every single video. When it was at 15, 14, 13, 12, I was just saying this is a steal of a deal. But hopefully some people listened. Obviously, you guys always do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But especially with Rivian's earnings right around the corner, as you guys can see right here. So August the 8th, I'm going to be live streaming that as well. So make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. But based on their numbers, and if they do piggyback off of their confidence from the Q1 earnings, then in my opinion, Rivian could definitely go back up to the 30s very, very fast. But of course, that's just my own thoughts. Let me know you guys' thoughts on all this in the comments below. What's your take, for instance, on shorts increasing today? So they're doubtful on Rivian. They're trying to suppress it today. But what's your guys' thoughts on that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And also, like I said, give yourself a shout out in the comments below if you have actually been buying over the last little bit. Or did you take profits? Because of course it did go up quite significantly in a very short time span. So what's your guys' take on all of that in the comments below? And one final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of promos such as this. It has been extended up until July the 15th. Link in the description below and also the comments. Sign up for a free account, you get 1 free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Throw $100 at the account, you get 5 free stocks plus a $100 cash reward. So it's a win-win in my opinion. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said though, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's eventually make a lot of money on Rivian.